everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 493. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm apparently not here.
Yes, you are. You are right here. Stop that.
Okay, shut up. Hi, guys.
Yes, in between trying to figure out why my Surface 3 isn't charging due to a faulty USB cable and OBS just locking up like that, and then this, I'm going to have to put at the top of my, I'm going to start doing at the top of my checklist here, scribble in restart Daitenshi, and then go through the process. What a day, what a day, what a day indeed. So, yeah, you know. Anywho, how is everybody doing tonight?
Not horrible.
Sleepy.
Well, you know what they say.
I understand sleepy.
Well, you know what they say, sleep is for the weak, so.
And I am gloriously weak.
Well, that we knew from Jump.
I'm super weak because I've been going to bed at a reasonable hour.
I don't know what this reasonable hour is anymore. It used to be, 3 a.m. is a reasonable hour. And then I fell into some anime holes, so 4 a.m. is a reasonable hour. Then I discover some great video games. 5 and 6 is between 5 and 6 a.m. is kind of optional to go to bed at that point, so you know.
Even with my newly found Stardew Valley addiction, I still go to bed by 10 p.m., sir.
Ooh.
You're doing it wrong.
Oh, fancy you!
I am in the 4th year in my first few days of summer.
Nice.
Ain't no cure for them summertime blues. Anywho, we are live tonight, week of April 6, 2021, right here on Twitch TV. You can find us here every Tuesday from 9:30 to 11, with minor hiccups here and there, at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We also part of the Voice of Geeks Network, and you can show them a little love at vognetwork.com, as well as Twitch TV/Vog Network. And don't forget, we have a Discord. You can find us all hanging out at vognetwork.com/Discord. You'll see a little pop-up on the side where you can come in, click on the link, and you can come in and have a little bit of fun there. So it's all good in the hood. So, you know. Oh, man. I went outside earlier to get my mail because I order stuff from Amazon because delivery. And I go outside. I hear the faint sound of Mr. Softy. I'm just like, Mr. Softy, this neighborhood, 9 p.m. And it's like the second week of April. What the hell?
We have them around here too, in the different collections of houses and the different collections of condos and apartments and stuff. And
yep.
they gotta make their money. They've been missing out. So
yeah, but this really isn't the neighborhood for Mr. Softy, though. You know, especially it is, but not at this time of night. You got to show up between 4 and 5 o'clock, so you know.
Now I want Mr. Softy.
And Pot Culture says, "Don't get me started on Amazon delivery, bro. I thought I had a system down for their delivery. I thought I had a system, but then I was wrong." Anywho, we're gonna go around the room, and ask everyone how was their week, how was their day. Ari.
Well, this past weekend was Easter, obviously, and I ended up working on, which means holiday pay, and I got some overtime. So
Ka-ching.
Holiday overtime. That's going to be big for my next check.
Ooh.
I did end up having to take not Black Friday off. Oops. There we go. I had to take off Good Friday because I had to go into the city to get a CT scan done on my heart.
Okay, now here's the thing. I saw that post. It showed you were in Philly.
Yeah.
That's the city to him.
You had me thinking New York City, man.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. It's okay.
My perspective.
It's okay. This reminds me of the time when I went to go visit Dark Sakura and the crew, and she said we're going to take a drive into the city. To her, the city is going into San Francisco. I'm thinking we're going cross country to New York. I just left there 2 days ago.
Yeah, to
Ooh,
South
good
Jersey
times.
people and Delaware people, yeah, the city is Philly.
Okay.
But anyhow, they injected me with the the dye or the ink or whatever it is, and they got to lay on this nice little fancy-looking MRI-looking device with the table as hard as my desk. I felt like I had a metal rod shoved in my back.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was on a Friday, and I just have to wait for my cardiologist to get back to me and set an appointment so he can tell me what the results are and what is wrong with me. I haven't heard anything since, and it's Tuesday going on Wednesday, and so no news is good news, right?
Yeah. And, the fact that you mentioned the cardiologist, I remember the last time I saw mine, and I think I talked about this on the show a few months back, where I went to urgent care because I had some type of heartburn or something, and the doctor's telling me there was something that's elevated in me, and I need to go to the ER. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm fine. I'm just having residual heartburn. I know better certain spices I'm not going to touch. And then I called my cardiologist, and he basically said, if that was the case, you would have been dead already. Exactly. And I probably have to call him later this week to see if my meds get refilled because they're at the last of their prescription. But
A couple other things. A, because it was Good Friday, I got to have my traditional Good Friday dinner, which in this case was steak and some ribs from Outback. It was a twisted ribs, which like, I guess, deep fried ? But they had this like crust on them. Like you take a bite and like 80% of the meat comes off in the first one, and they're delicious.
Deep fried ribs.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what they do, but it was just a combo with the steak. So I'm like, yoink. That was what I meant. That's what I call a good ass Friday.
For those of you who are listening right now, I just have this look on my face with my head and my chin in my hand, and I'm just like, how does that even work? How would you prepare that? How would that taste? I'm just like,
I have the same questions as you do, dude.
I mean,
and also I'm good.
I could try. Put them in an Instant Pot and air frying them. I don't know. Lord.
Another thing, I'm officially on the shelf from work because on Saturday I had tripped, walking in between the lanes outside.
Yeah.
And when I found them, I'm like thinking like 20% of it's like, oh God, I hope I don't look stupid to these people too. Oh God, I hope I don't fall into oncoming traffic. But, at first I'm like, that's fine. It just had a couple scrapes that weren't even bleeding. A couple hours later, my right knee is like getting all stiff and swollen and, hard to move, and I can't put weight on it. And then Easter comes along and it gets even worse then. And the additional 4 hours I worked, it was like on a much harder seat, and my knee was like constantly bent, so it was like in pain the entire time. Like I could barely walk, and it completely sapped all my energy. So Monday I have off. I'm like, okay, I can't take this anymore. I have to report this.
Gotcha.
So it turned into having a job injury.
Ooh.
And I have to wait until further notice until when I can go back to work, get it looked at by a doctor around here. Because they still do, like they do, in-person meetings, but that's like at least far away from me where the headquarters are. And they know that I'm not trying, I'm like, please don't think I'm trying to get out of work or anything like that. I'm like, they're like, no, we understand. It's good that you reported this. But yeah, I'm still just worried about this.
No, I totally
and my
get
health.
That. I totally get that. And in our chat room here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, we were talking about food. We got Ichigo talking about, first we got Podcoach talking about deep frying anything, with Ichigo going along with Oreos, Twinkies, small children, and small chickens. Both are acceptable, you know.
Yeah,
Deep
but
fried cannolis are amazing. I'll just say that.
I'm more of a
I've
deep fried
tasted
Oreo
deep-fried
type
Oreos,
person.
I'm like, ugh.
Although not for nothing, the last couple of days I've really, really, really wanted fried ice cream.
And Sia DeBerry says
Right
he's...
now I'm having Chi-Chi's flashbacks. Thanks for that.
I see DeBerry is thinking Wiener Schnitzel, and I just realized it's been at least a good 5 years since I've had Wiener Schnitzel. Actually, no, it's been more like 3 or 4. Yeah, it has been 5 years. There is like a place, there's like a German place around here, you know, I can get food from, and I just never think to do so.
I have a lot of German heritage in my family, so we eat a lot of Schnitzel and Spätzle and all those ills.
And kraut.
And kraut. Yeah, no, we made Rubens and soup last week, and so we have some kraut left over, and I was like, pick up some sausage and we'll get some stuff. And that's why we were also talking about ice cream earlier in the chat. You missed out on the ice cream.
That's okay. I just bought 2 more tubs of ice cream and just threw it in my freezer. I have 4 tubs of ice cream in my freezer now.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you have to understand. I generally buy 1 tub a week to keep 2 in. Sometimes I end up scooping a little bit more than I normally would. So now I end up buying 2 tubs of ice cream to make sure I have 2, because the 2 that's in there now are coming down to the very end. So, you know. Gotta play freezer Tetris to get them all in there, but you can't go wrong for 2 for $5, so. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Boring. Yeah. Holidays and work and my normal reading. Although Saturday I took a break from my normal reading and decided, hey, I'm gonna restart Breath of the Wild. But I'm gonna cheat, so I'm gonna use a guide.
That's not cheating, though.
Technically it is, because you shouldn't just be reading the guide to get through the game. You should be trying to get through the game and then using the guide. While I do enjoy playing the games, I really just want to see the story.
Mm-hmm.
And considering the fact that I was almost 24 hours in on my first playthrough and had completely gone in the wrong direction because it is open world.
Yeah.
So I went completely in the wrong direction. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So I restarted my game on Saturday, and within the 8 hours that I played that day, I got so freaking far in the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, it turns out you can go straight to the final boss with only 3 hearts and what you have on you right at the beginning.
Well, talk about a suicide run.
Yeah, I was pretty damn close to being over there at that point. Because I actually was watching Say and Yatten play when they first got it. And I'm just like, they're playing through, and I know they're really close to being in the beginning, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this. What the hell did I do to myself?
Just remember to write down where you were. Because let's be real, we've all played RPGs, and there have been those times we put the game down, and we come back to it 6 to 7 months later going, now, where was I?
Well, actually, right now,
fuck,
the guide
restart.
is I have the guide still up on my laptop, so it's right where I was. So all I have to do is look at the guide.
Well, that's good. I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I did use a guide, to get through. No, I actually used the FAQ to get through Final Fantasy VII Remake for a couple of parts, and I did have to turn down the difficulty from normal to easy to get through the last part of the game. But I don't care. The storyline is amazing. So,
speaking of guides, I actually right in the drawer next to me, I have the Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII strategy guide.
I have 2 of those sitting in my
I
house.
have the Metal Gear Solid 3 strategy guide. I have the Pokemon Blue and Red strategy guide. I have Diamond and Pearl. I at one point got so into just collecting the strategy guides. There's the Full Metal Alchemist one. There's my Crisis Core one. And I just collect them because they're pretty. I collect a lot of things because they're pretty.
And what's interesting is that, I actually have 2 of those FF7 strategy guides. I bought one off of a friend, I think, like, for a little bit less than retail price, because I thought I had lost my original. I happened to open up one of my boxes in the closet, and there was the other one. I'm just like, well, fuck.
Yeah, this one's fallen apart, mainly because it's as old as the game.
Yep, and as Bonds 006 says, I have the Tactics Advanced Guide and Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for handheld. I think, the Dawn of Souls. I remember when that game came out, I bought the strategy guide to get through that game. I mean, there are some games where you want to buy the strategy guide because it could be a massive game. You want something to go through, and it may be like a collector style, I do know in Japan, a lot of the strategy guides are sort of like not really a strategy guide per se, but more like a story. They do the whole game like a story, so it's kind of fun that way. So, Ichigo, how was your week? How was your day?
It was fine. I just basically worked all week, and then I played a lot of Stardew Valley. I think I've probably put like 40 hours in that game so far. So I have a farm. Yay! If any of our listeners play Stardew, I don't really have any other PC friends who play Stardew, so if you want to see my farm, I know Ari does. I know we need to hook up at some point. I know you've been busy though.
One of my friends, the adorable Mel Beast, she plays Stardew Valley. She's also awesome streamer.
I remember seeing because we've rated her a few times. So I've never played it before, and I got into it because I was going to do, I'm doing Stardew Sundays. I'm building a server basically for my community. Okay. So right now I've never played it before. So I was like, I'll play through it. I'll see what it's like. And I was just like, oh, it's just going to be a little farm simulator and stuff. I see what Mel Beast does and stuff. And I'm like, wait, there's politics. There's lots of stuff.
Okay.
It is definitely a change from the other games I play, which are like Orwell, which are like super moral dilemmas, politics, subterfuge, and death, and all this dark stuff. And then I go into Stardew, and it's like, you need to milk a cow today.
Okay.
Everyone's got a story, and not all of them are happy.
Yeah, no, and they're not. They're not. And I mean, I've been trying to make friends with a lot of characters in there and stuff. I don't want to take too much time, but yeah, so I started Stardew. I got into that fandom basically. I'm not hard into it. I'm just I enjoy this game way too much. And I've been playing a lot of Jackbox recently, but I've been trying to unplug a lot more. Or if I'm on the computer, I'm only doing Stardew or stuff like that, because I've also been doing a lot of work stuff, so invoices and commission stuff and things like that. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm not spending too much time on the computer. Because I feel like our world nowadays, it's very easy to do that.
Well, yeah, definitely. And Ichigo, the way you're talking about Stardew Valley, you're saying, it's a game about a farm. You remind me of my best friend Justin when he played Echo the Dolphin for Sega Genesis. And he goes, it's a game about a dolphin. How hard can it be? Famous last words.
Little did I know.
Yes.
Little did I know. 20 hours into it, my grandfather's ghost comes to me on my farm in a dream. But yeah, no, it's really interesting. And for those who are playing Stardew or into Stardew, I've gotten some really rare events my first time through, which is really weird. So my farm is now Area 51. I've had the meteorite. I've had the alien baby. I've had a witch come by. I have a devil chicken.
Those make great money.
And in general, from what I've read on the Stardew guide, the wiki, and the Reddit, I'm having a very interesting time.
You're playing going, my peoples.
I mean, I think it's very sweet. I like the fact that it is very much more dynamic. A friend, I think I was streaming it the other day, and someone was like, "This is like a harder, like a more deep version of Animal Crossing," and I was like, "I don't know. Animal Crossing stands go hard. Like, I don't know how it compares, but
I mean,
we'll
not
have to
for
see.
nothing. Look how fast those amiibo cards sold out. The
Oh my
salt
gosh, they
on
were
my
crazy.
timeline.
Scalpers
The,
and stuff
no,
already.
the,
Man, it was insane.
no, I swear when I open up Facebook, I swear I walked into a salt mine. Okay.
It wasn't just a salt mine, but it's like the whole thing with like the Pokemon cards. But anyway, not to get off topic or anything like that. But yeah, that's basically what I did this week.
And not for nothing, for those of you who are looking for those Sanrio cards, if you just want the characters, the furniture, and all of that, just go on AliExpress and drop the $6-7. Wait about a month and you'll get it. Or go on to Etsy and buy a pack, because these are reprints from the original release from 2016 in Japan. Unless you want them for collectors, if you want for collector items, then I understand. But if you just want the items for the game, you have options. So, anywho, so my weekend day has been the same old, same old. My tax return finally came through, and the funny thing is, I'm sitting there watching my tax return clear in my account. I'm like, it hits, it's pending. I'm like, oh, okay, it'll clear the next day. I log into my account, still pending. Next day, log into my account, still pending. I'm just like, is the government just fucking with me right now? Must be.
Isn't that what the government does?
Well, especially when it comes to money. So, you know. So that finally cleared, and I just treated myself to all of the DLC for Sakura Wars. So it was like $25. So, you know. And, you know, it's for different outfits and stuff. So I'm like, well, it's a fun game. And as Podculture says, the government ganked my return. New York State did that to me a couple of years back, but I fixed that, and I've been fighting Jersey about that. But that's been resolved over a year ago. So then I started playing this game called Outriders. Some call it, it's along the lines of Destiny 2. I haven't played Destiny 2. I could basically tell you it's a third-person version of Borderlands. And I have to say, this is the first game in a very long time where I've actually gotten up, had coffee, read Facebook, 30 minutes later, go over to the bed, turn on the Xbox, and start playing. I cannot remember the last game I went this deep into. It's just fun. Especially the fact that it's on Game Pass day one. I was like, thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Square Enix. And that's all I have been playing. And after I do all the edits and stuff, I'm probably going to drop another 2 or 3 hours into the game tonight. Oh, God. It's just, I just enjoy it. Especially the fact that, you know, I'm playing as a Technomancer, which is a lot of sniping. And I'm just sitting there taking all this damage, and I'm just sniping them one at a time across the board. And I'm just like, I think at this point I should see if I can plug in my mouse and keyboard, see how much more accurate I can get. But, you know, enough about that. Yeah, Pod Culture. Yeah. If you like Borderlands, you're going to enjoy Outriders. And Bonzo6 says that still pending teasing is the worst. And don't get me started with New Jersey and taxes. Yeah, I worked in Jersey and I had to pay double taxes. So, you know, yeah. And that was just a trip and a half. So, you know. Let's see. Housekeeping. Our 500th episode is coming up in 7 weeks. So we got to do something for it, perhaps.
Perhaps.
If you have any ideas, so just drop us a line, podcast@animejamsession.com. We might just have a chill day or something like that, or might talk about our favorite moments on the show. We'll figure something out, so, you know, for housekeeping. And that's basically is that. AnimeJamSession.com. Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk about some of the geekier stuff in our lives. So, cool stuff, you know. So, Ari, you take it away while I go grab something from the back. So,
Ari, you have no voice.
Okay, sorry about that because things are screwing up. But yeah, here's my new printer. I ended up getting it with birthday money. Finally got around to hooking it up the other day. Very nice piece of machinery, at least I think. Yeah, I know. Given what my week and day has been like, and I come back to this, it is kind of dull, huh?
No, I think it's cool. Is it like a scanner copier and a fax? No, I'm kidding. Is it a
Well,
scanner and copier?
I don't have a fax line in here, so yeah, it is a scan and copy.
That's nice. I have one of those too, and they're very, very helpful. So
Oh, you got a new
that's
printer?
That's going to be really good.
What'd you say, Ranma?
Did you get a new printer?
Yeah.
Ooh, Epson. I see you're a man of culture as well. Because I have an Epson right here, and I just used it a few days ago, to print out my appointment for my second COVID shot. So
yeah, the old one was kind of on its last legs, you know, and I just decided now I need to upgrade. I'll probably just donate the other one to like Goodwill because I don't think I'm going to get much for it if I try and sell it.
Gotcha. And as Sia DeBerry says, hey, a few months back, my day was made by buying a carpet sweeper. Here's the thing. When we were kids and teenagers, if you like to play video, it was all about getting that video game or that console. Now it's adulting makes you happy, okay? I remember when I replaced the shower head in my bathroom, and I was like, I felt so proud. I'm like, this is something cool to have. Or when I put up hooks for my keys in the apartment, when I put that up, like putting up a curtain after not having one for about 8 years. It's the little adulting things. And I remember getting excited on finding a good deal on a vacuum cleaner. Okay, yeah, you're adults when appliances make you happy. Okay.
You know you're an adult when socks make you happy.
Look,
no little kid likes socks. Me as an adult, give me all the socks.
I mean, I don't know what kind of socks you were getting, but I liked socks.
She likes toe socks.
Ah, the beans. The beans.
I do. I like the bean socks. But I actually, because I haven't seen a couple of friends for a while, so we exchanged birthday and Christmas gifts.
Aww.
So I have now a new pack of Mario Brothers themed socks.
Oh, that's nice.
But I also have a pack of Cheech and Chong socks. So yeah, socks are awesome.
All right, Mako-chan. Is this your glowworm here that we see?
It is not a glowworm, though it is the worm.
It's the worm.
Yes, my original obsession with the labyrinth, various plush and various dolls, but my plush of the worm was one of the first, and he is one of my little favorite Muppets from the movie, just because, he's so very British with his tea and his directions that are incorrect. But yeah, so I do enjoy the worm. I do enjoy the movie The Labyrinth. It is one of my favorite movies. So yeah, now you guys get to stare into the eyes of this creepy, creepy ass plushie.
Well, at least it's not Hypnotoad.
It could be.
Oh God.
The eyes are that bad.
I know.
Of course. Now, of course, I moved it, and it doesn't want to stay. There we go. But yes, the eyes are like really huge, and they're very, very weird. So it would definitely make a good Hypnotoad. So you have Hypnoworm.
Lord. Ichigo, what's up for Geek Roundtable?
Well, today, I guess, one, falling into Stardew Valley rabbit hole, which is a rabbit hole, I guarantee you. I guarantee. But yeah, so I also invested in this guy, this lady,
Can't
My
see it.
husband has apparently called her my voodoo doll.
Hmm.
And I don't practice, so I don't call her that. But she is basically a 1/4 scale. I'm sorry, she's like disappearing. She's invisibility cloaked for some reason. But yeah, she's basically a quarter or like a third. No, I think she's like a quarter size mannequin. And so what she's gonna do is help me drape things on stream for people to see, for pattern making and stuff like that,
Oh,
because
okay.
I am the cosplay nerd. So that is what I do. But yeah, so I picked her up for like $20, and she's a little banged, a little bruised, a little brittle, but I'm gonna paint her up or cover her with fabric, and she'll be lovely. So I'm excited about that.
That's cool. All right, before I talk about, my thing that I bought, here's another thing for adulting, I made curry in my Instant Pot, and I'm just sitting here going, well, damn, if I knew it was this simple to do, I would have done this a long time ago. And there I am getting all giddy over making Japanese curry in my Instant Pot because I hadn't had curry in God knows how long, so. But I think I'm going to do another batch, like, in the next couple of weeks. But I've noticed, one of the things I've been doing over the last several weeks is kind of wean myself off of Facebook. I mean, just kind of share a couple of articles here, make a post, and then just leave the computer and go watch anime or play video games. And what I tend to do is, like, if I go out, I'll flip up mobile and just read a few things and then just go away. I'm not trying to completely walk away, but just read, kind of be in the norm on some stuff, because I know I've missed a lot, and it's quite all right. Now, one of the things I've decided to do is no pod culture. It's not because I keep getting jailed by Zuck. It's the truth is, I realize there are people posting some real outlandish shit, and I'm just like, you know what? I cannot interact with a few of y'all. I need to go do something else. So I went out and I bought this. It is another carrying case for my Nintendo Switch, but this is designed for the Switch itself. Whatever game is in there, and that's it. So when I go to the laundromat or the postal, if I'm just going somewhere for a while, I just pop my Switch in here and I just take it with me, and that's it. And to make sure, and I carry this. This is basically like a little extension cable, but I plug it into the volume. I plug it into the earphone jack. That way, I don't have to mess with the volume controls on the console and just go about my merry little way. That's all. And I have like a ton of games on there, so I just play whatever games I've downloaded or whatever game is in the system, and that's it. It's my way of kind of, keep my still have a social media presence, but just kind of keep it down, because the less I am on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram and all of that, the more free time I have to catch up with anime and play video games and all that good stuff. So, Anywho, I knew there was one thing I forgot to post here, and the whole thing just messed up. All right. Thank you, Windows Insiders Build. I owe you one. All right. Okay. Now, it's time for one of my hot takes. And I know we have discussed this on the show a couple of times in the past, but in one of the Sailor Moon groups that I'm in, someone posted pictures of them buying the entire Sailor Moon S series on 2 DVDs and another 2 set of DVDs for the original series. And people are talking about, ooh, where can I get this? Ooh, where can I buy this? And my response is, why are you buying bootlegs? Please stop. Now, I do understand the nostalgia behind the original dub. And I think everyone on this show remembers watching the original dub. So
for better or worse.
Yeah, But there is some meaning to it, and I think we all have some type of connection to it. And yes, it does kind of suck that that dub no longer exists. We have a brand new dub. But I don't think you should be spending exuberant amounts of money to get your hands on it. I mean, if you don't like the dub that Viz has done, put it in the subtitled format. That's it. Watch it subtitled. That's it.
But then you get into the subs versus dubs argument, and it just gets even worse.
I don't give a damn about the sub versus dubs war anymore. To me, that's irrelevant.
Neither do I, but, you know, it won't stop people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and as Sia Tabiri says, the original dub was wicked cool. I see what you did there, sir. You know, I'm just... you know, and I see this a lot, not just with Sailor Moon, but with other series, you know. I mean, yeah, if I could, I would buy PGSM on DVD one way or another. But I have it as a digital copy. Yes, I have a digital copy of the live-action Ranma 1/2 film because it's not released here. And there are bootlegs of that all over Amazon with cheap subs. I'm just like, no. Yes, we enjoyed the dub, but remember, a lot was edited out. A lot didn't make sense. And then Pioneer brings us S and Supers, and they did our best with Kissing Cousins to kind of make shit make sense. So I'm just, you know, can we not? If you're going to, if you just buy what's available and support the series. That's all I'm asking. Thoughts, anyone?
I currently still have downloaded copies of the original dub of Sailor Moon on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I have that is because I am waiting for an ultimate box set to come out. Because right now, I believe all of the seasons are out, but they're out in Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want a complete box set. And I know it's going to be expensive, but I don't need the extras on the DVDs. I just want a complete box set. And if I have to drop $300 on a complete box set, I'm okay with that. But until that box set is out, I'm not buying all of these small individual things. However, again, I have planned that once the box set comes out, I will buy it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like going back to the days of buying like 3 or 4 episodes on a single DVD.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, I hate the Deke theme song.
Fighting evil by moonlight.
Yeah, that one.
I thought it was cute. I actually liked the background music from the dub. It was fine. I have digital copies of those soundtracks. So, I mean,
I have a cassette tape of what I guess would be Luna Rock.
I had the cassette tape of the original. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still in storage or not. I have to eventually make my way back to my storage and check. 'Cause I know there's still some gems in it I need to grab. So, you know. So, enough about that. Let's talk about some good stuff. Some amazing stuff. Like, one of the greatest Japanese anime singers of all time, Megumi Hayashibara.
Nice.
She did the greatest thing ever. On her birthday, nonetheless. Available on all basically on Spotify. You can stream all of her albums, all 41 singles, all of it. It's just wow. And I actually own one of her albums, Spear. It's sitting up on the shelf back there. It's really good, you know. And for
That's
those
a hell of a catalog.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know who Megumi Hayashibara is, she voiced Jessie from Team Rocket from Pokemon, Faye Valentine, Rei Ayanami in Evangelion, and Girl-type Ranma from Ranma 1/2, as well as Lime from Saber Marionette J. So, and it's amazing. So you can check out her entire catalog on Apple Music, Spotify, Line Music, Amazon Music, AWA, KKBox, Rec Music, and D Hits. And here's a couple of streaming sites I've never heard of. But definitely, if you want to hear some real great anime music from old school to new, and her original work, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. Definitely check them out. So I am really hype about that. And her new single, Soul Salvation, it's the new theme for the new Shaman King series, is also available on there. And if I'm not mistaken, she did Oversoul from the original Shaman King series as well. So that
I wouldn't be
remember her stuff
surprised
from the,
because for
early-
Shaman King, they got basically everybody back to do
Yep.
what they could.
Mm-hmm. Let me look it up real quick. Shaman King, Oversoul. No, that's talking about the about the thing. I'm looking for the song.
And in our chat here at twitch.tv/anime jam session, we have Siadaviri saying, and she has a book out about how her voice acting work affected her life.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last week, or I know I talked about that with somebody. But yeah, Oversoul, Megumi Hayashibara, opening theme to Shaman King. Yep. I'm kind of excited to check out that series again.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the new series.
Yeah, so many people are pissed at it. It's Netflix locked, and I'm just like, well, you're just gonna have to wait. But then you got people who are paying for VPN services just to watch it in Japanese, and half of them don't even understand Japanese because they're gonna supply you with English subtitles. Good call.
Yeah, I'm excited that it's actually a 52 episode series instead of a 26 episode series.
Now, here's the thing about that. I like the fact that we're getting more anime as 12 episode series. It's sort of like a way to test the waters and see how well it will do. But one thing that sucks is that sometimes they have to fit so much into 12 episodes that you miss something here and there, and it kind of annoys me. Like, they did that with Sakura Wars. They assumed so much stuff happened in the background. You know, you had to assume all this is happening, but I'm like, yes, I get that.
You have to watch this stuff over and over again just to catch all the references.
No, it's not even that. It's more like a lot of stuff happened in the background, which I get, but I would like to have seen some of that animated and see how some of the characters develop and so forth, you know, but it is what it is, so I get it. Hopefully, you know, we'll get another 12 episodes. Fuck it, just put it on the 13 episodes and give us another 13, you know. I kind of miss those days, but it's completely understandable. Okay, next up is more Sarah Miyu.
So, Sailor Moon's stage musical is returning in September after COVID-19 delay. The official website for Naoko Takeuchi's Sailor Moon franchise announced on Thursday that Sailor Moon stage musicals will return with the Kaguya Hime no Koibito production this September in Tokyo. The production will relaunch with the cast and staff reuniting. The first batch of advance tickets will be available to members of the franchise's official Pretty Guardians fan club, which is very big in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
The Kaguya Hime no Koibito musical was originally planned to debut in summer 2019, but then was delayed to summer 2020. It was delayed again due to the new coronavirus disease. The musical shares the same title as a short manga that inspires the Sailor Moon S, the movie, anime film. The recent Sailor Moon series of musicals began with Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon La Reconquista, which I have cosplayed from.
Yep.
Color. In 2013 to celebrate the manga's 20th anniversary. The fourth of the new stage musicals, Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Le Mouvement Finale, ran in Japan from September to October 2017. The musical's final performance, recorded on October 1st, 2017 in Osaka, screened in theaters in the United States in March 2018, and also screened in theaters in Canada in early April 2018.
Oh my god, that was 3 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
Holy shit.
The franchise
Time is falling apart before our very eyes.
Yes, Time
Flying
Dysphoria
right the hell past us.
is all sorts of screwed up right now.
Contrast
Pluto,
our youth
stop
when we
it.
thought these days would stay
Uh.
forever, last forever. That's the word I'm looking
The franchise also received a new stage musical starring the members of Nogizaka 46 Idol Group. The musical ran at the Tennozu Gallery Theater in Tokyo in June 2018 and the TBS Akasaka ACT Theater or ACT Theater in Tokyo September 2018. The Sailor Moon The Super Live stage performance show had a preview run at the AIIA 2.5 Theater Tokyo in August and September 2018 before having performances at the Palais de Congrès de Paris in November 2018 as part of the Japonisms 2018 event in Paris, France. They've been around.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that. A separate Prism on Ice show starring professional figure skater Evgenia Medvedeva as Sailor Moon would have opened last June, but is now slated for this June. So there's a lot going on in the world of Sailor Moon.
Yep. And I remember seeing this pop up. A lot of people thought this was an April Fool's joke, but, you know, it's not.
It's not, and I'm so excited.
I can tell.
Well, the whole thing is basically going to be Luna centered, so yay!
Yeah, but like 3 of the 5 acts are gonna deal with Luna reacting to Usagi shit.
Mm.
Like if
yes,
if Minako was the focus, it would be the same thing with Artemis. You know,
yes and no, but this is going to be the first time that we actually get human Luna in one of the musicals.
Gotcha.
So I'm really, really excited to see how they do that, what they do with it. I mean, the story is very cute. It was, a little manga short, and then they made it into one of the movies. So I'm looking forward to see how they end up dealing with this. But I'm really excited to see what they do with human Luna.
Okay, let's see. What else we got here? Oh, Ari, what's going on with All Might and Deadpool? The crossover you never thought would happen.
So we've seen Marvel and manga crossover stuff before for promotional events, and the first person they usually go to is Deadpool. The first official manga and Marvel collaboration is here, called Deadpool Samurai, which is currently being serialized on Digital Shonen Jump Plus platform, having an appearance by none other than All Might from My Hero Academia. The promotional page shown off on the official Shonen Jump Plus Twitter account sees Wade Wilson being carried in All Might's arms, with number one hero saying his famous "I am here" line. And Deadpool just looks delighted over this.
Yeah, I'm going to post. I will see about posting a picture in the chat on the stream.
Deadpool's been known to jump through various Marvel and sometimes non-Marvel universes, like some people go through, mangas. But this is the first time an official Marvel release has crossed over with a manga series. So if it was going to be any series, it would be My Hero Academia. It's well known that mangaka Kohei Horikoshi is a huge fan of American superhero comics, so the collaboration was bound to happen sooner or later, especially since both series are published by Shueisha in Japan. And
look at him; he looks so precious.
Well, that, and it's suggesting that Deadpool hopping between universes will solve all these who would win in a fight arguments from both manga characters and Marvel comic book characters.
What is his quirk? He can swear.
His quirk is that Deadpool is a weeb.
Deadpool is a weeb.
Well, yeah. Deadpool is a weeb, and he's pro women's rights,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
Well, I can ask for a lot. But...
Down, girl!
What? I wasn't even going there that time.
Better safe than sorry.
I need to put alcohol in this.
put a little in there for me, so.
Well, this is my first time drinking out of it legit, so I'm just testing the waters with water.
Fair enough. All right, wrong thing here.
I will say that there is not enough alcohol in the world to be able to sufficiently deal with me.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Anywho, moving right along. This one was specially requested by you, Mako.
Yes, it was. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about a game that I started playing on my phone almost a year ago. Not quite, but I was going a little bit crazy with it because, it has really cute guys and they're all basically dealing with demons that are versions of Satan Lucifer. It is called Obey Me. Well, come to find out that it became so popular that it is getting a TV anime. So the premise of the game, it's kind of like a dating game, but it's also kind of a music game, a rhythm game. But you do have to attempt to woo certain characters to be able to unlock cards and get special gifts and things like that to unlock their outfits and such. But they are making an anime out of it. They are not only using the same voice actors from the game, they are using the same animation company.
Yep.
It's Colored Pencil Animation Japan. They are responsible for the OP animation from the original game. They are bringing in the same music that is in the game into the anime. It does not look like they do have a preview of it, just like a little special little thing. It does have English subtitles because the game itself is in Japanese, but they did bring it over to the US with English subtitles. So it is a cute game. It's a fun game. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what they do with the anime. I doubt that it's going to be a harem type anime. I think it's just going to be about the brothers. But I really liked the actual plot from the game and how they did it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much of that they put into the anime as well. So if you like your cute boys or you like demons and devils, definitely check out Obey Me.
Mako?
Yes, I'm drooling.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to know. Yeah, just a reminder. Yeah. We
Yes,
can't
I'm
see
drooling.
it, but we know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's actually, the game itself is really fun. It's one of those games that it's a time waster. You don't have to spend money on it, though if you do, there are certain perks. But the plot for it is really, really interesting. It actually goes into a lot of the Judeo-Christian mythos on the fall of Lucifer and the war between heaven and hell. So it's actually a really deep thinking kind of game wrapped up in a dating sim. But as per all dating sims, the seven brothers all have their base personality is based on the seven deadly sins. So each one has a specific.
Oh God.
Yeah, they have a specific, I guess, point in life that is based off of the seven deadly sins. So their base personality is also based off of that, but most of them are based off of Lucifer, Satan type of demonology, I guess. Only because I know that most of the names that are used I've heard in connotation with, that kind of stuff. But it's actually, as I said, it's a really cute game. The animation from the game is really good, and just the little short animation that they've come out with is very cute. It's kind of funny. giving you basically a detailed look into what those personalities are. And yes, I'm a Satan fangirl. He's the book nerd.
All right, I'm sorry, but looking at this and hearing you describe this, only one thing comes to mind.
What?
Detective! What?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, I'm talking about the TV show Lucifer. That's what and he always refers to the woman as detective, and I was trying to do it in his little British like voice, so you know.
You failed, but
yeah,
that's
I know.
Okay.
I knew I was gonna fail when I was going to do it. I knew that, but I'm like, if you're gonna go all out. That's just what comes to mind. See, Lucifer shows up in his suit going detective. Okay.
Yeah, I do have to admit that I do have a fondness for Satan and Lucifer from this series. And as you get into the series, you find out why those two would, I guess, be matchy-matchy.
Somebody's being a little yaoi fangirlish.
No, no, that's actually quite disturbing to think about, knowing because they all are brothers, but just specifically between the two of them, that's I guess it's more kinky than disturbing, but still disturbing. I'm trying not to spoil it, but like in my head, I know everything that, why they act the way that they do and everything that's going on. And it's disturbing, but it's one of those that I think everybody has had a kink with.
It may be disturbing, but you're enjoying every single minute of it.
Oh, hell yes.
There you go.
Oh, hell yes.
All right. And to wrap things up, we're talking a little bit of Love Live and a lot of Love Live. First up, it seems that we're going to have a collaboration with Crayon Shin-chan. That's kind of disturbing. But that's just me. So, starting June 25th of this year, there will be specialty items, collaboration items between Love Live Sunshine and Crayon Shin-chan in some retail stores and Namco Bandai's online shop. The collaboration with this is based on the fact that Aquars, the school idol group from Love Live Sunshine, is celebrating its 5th anniversary, and Shinosuke Nohara, who's known as Shin-chan, is 5 years old. The members of Aquars are drawn in Shin-chan's style, which are available for purchase as t-shirts, phone cases, and other items. Pre-orders will be opening up for some items 11 o'clock on April 14th until 11:59 on May 5th Japanese Standard Time at Aeon Store. And if you go to the official YouTube page, there is a special video to announce the collaboration project. And you can get acrylic stands, key holders, can badges, clear files, smartphone cases I mentioned, card cases, tote bags, mini pouches, shirts, and a whole lot more. And
I freaking need something from this collaboration. I don't care what it is.
I just have way too many damn questions about this collab.
Well, there are resources on where you can get your hands on that. So here is a picture of them in Shin-chan style. It's adorable, but yet disturbing. That's just me.
Oh, it definitely is disturbing, but at the same time, I'm such a fan of Shin-chan, and just seeing them in that art style, I need something from this collection. I have to.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised I'm a little surprised at the collaboration, because to me, as brands, they have two different kind of messages, but
True.
I like them in this style, and a lot of that is because it's got that retro quality to it. with like what
Maybe
is
it's
that?
because their art styles clash so much with one another.
It's not so much that
It's
the
not
art
that,
styles clash. It's more so that like the Mimi style is in right now. Like for that kind of crossover, this is a very successful crossover for basically two well-loved and very,
Yeah.
popular series.
And also, the Shin-chan style is quite unique, so that's gonna really take notice. It's sort of like as if they did the Girls of Aquars into the style of Osamatsu-san. That Osamatsu is also a unique style, so.
Is it bad though that I would like to see how they would have done Shin-chan in their style? So turning the girls and giving them Shin-chan style while making Shin-chan into their art style.
Oh, trading art styles.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Huh?
I could kind of see it.
I feel like he would look like a little delinquent school kid.
Yeah.
You know? Like he would be one of those kids who's like misbehaves and has a shaved head kind of thing. Like not like fully shaved like bald, but like those really short buzz cuts,
He would have a bowl cut of sorts.
Oh, who is it? There is a character that I imagine. Like I can see Shin-chan is, and I don't remember what show he's from. But if I remember, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
Oh, and thank you, Pod Culture, for gifting a 1 tier sub into our community. That's awesome.
Way to go, Pod Culture. Thank you.
And there is art.
Yay, I got it. Nice.
There is art of the first group of girls from Love Live in Shin-chan's art style.
What? Wait, did I miss that?
Let me see if I can pull it up because it was. Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I can.
I'm looking at the page and I didn't see it. I mean, I'm okay with how they did Yohane. That wasn't so bad, so.
And I have zero emotional attachment to anything Love Live, so I'm just. This is like one of those art trades you see on Twitter. They're like, draw this character in this style.
Nah, and I totally get that.
It's on Facebook and I can't figure out.
Just go to the image and right-click and copy address.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get it because there's multiple.
Oh, okay. Well, while you bring
because like they do individuals of everybody too.
Gotcha.
So
while you bring that up, let me bring up like
There.
the last Love Live article. Wait, actually, let me open this up real quick, and I'll just see what we got here. All right. That's not so bad. That really isn't. Okay. That really isn't so bad. So here is Muse. It's not so bad. But I question the uniforms because that's not their normal uniforms, but maybe it's from Shin-chan's universe. So
I think that would be one of the like the higher graded uniforms from Shin-chan.
okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, so now we get into our last story of the night. We're going to talk about yet another Love Live series, Love Live Superstar. The new series starts July 2021. And earlier this week, the new group from it, Lelia, revealed their visual on YouTube, and it's a 5-girl team this time around. So it's slightly different, but I think you could develop and go a little bit further with a 5-person team than you could with a 9-person or 10-person team, because Nijigasaki was a little bit confusing for me. So
I guess less amount of time spent on character development to divide up.
you see, the first 2 seasons, the character development kind of blended in with each other per se, whereas Nijigasaki, each character, each girl had their own episode with their own background and solo song. So, which was interesting. And I'm sitting here going, well, when are they going to announce the group name? And then I was like, oh, they're all solo. So, and there's your group there, Lelia. Let's see. So it seems that Takahiko Kyogu, who worked on the first series, is coming back as director. Juki Hanada is writing the scripts at Sunrise. Well, at least we know Sunrise is doing the animation for this, because Nijigasaki's animation was nice and clean. Looks like the original series, Nijigasaki High School Idol Club, will be re-airing this year, starting April 11th at 7 p.m. And I guess that'll lead right into Love Live Superstar in July. That'll be interesting. All right, now that we got that out the way, it's time for the part of the show that y'all really enjoy more than anything else. Meanwhile, in Japan.
I think I'll take the last one.
Okay.
I'll take the first one.
I'll take the second one.
Okay.
Because the second one is like, that's a level of pettiness that I would love to achieve. Sorry.
Yeah, I started reading that. I'm like, is this Pimp My Ride?
Oh God!
When we get to that story, we'll explain when we get to there. But for now, please take it away.
So, considering that this brand has a very large following and a large name, you would hope that they would actually have an understanding of cultures outside of their own. However, that is not the case for Valentino, as they sparked outrage with an insincere apology for disrespecting Japanese culture in a photo shoot. The model, daughter of former SMAP member, gets caught up in controversy involving shoes and kimono. There are a lot of rules surrounding polite and respectful behavior in Japan, particularly when it comes to traditional culture like kimono and everyday customs like removing your shoes when indoors. Showing respect for these traditions is such an important part of Japanese culture that any departure from convention is likely to spark ire or disdain. You gave me this article because it's got the hard words in it, didn't you, Ranma?
No, you picked that on your own.
I did, yes, this is true. So when luxury Italian fashion house Valentino released images showing a Japanese model walking on a kimono obi sash while wearing shoes, the internet erupted in outrage, and rightly so. The photo shoot for the brand's Spring-Summer 2021 Valentino Collezione Milano for Women collection in Japan featured Japanese model Koki, or the well-known daughter of Takuya Kimura, former SMAP or SMAP boy band member, and
It's
one
SMAP.
of the nation's most SMAP. I wanted to say that, so I thought it looked funny. It looked
It's
like
all
a funny
good.
word. One of the nation's most famous stars. Kim Taku is also what he's known as, and his daughter Mitsuki, or Koki, is in the article. I think I posted that. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was this year Valentino's shoot that caught everybody's attention, though, as photos for the collection showed Koki sitting on a narrow strip of cloth resembling an obi sash, which is usually worn at the waist with kimono. Yeah, I mean, if they had just left out a piece of brocade, or they had done something where she was wearing a garment that was maybe like a slit skirt or something like that, I could see it being better. But no, it is vehemently like a strip of fabric that is about the size of an obi. The images from the photo shoot shocked people around Japan who couldn't believe the disrespectful behavior they were seeing. Comments are as follows from netizens. This makes me feel as if Japanese culture is being trampled on. Okay, for anybody who's reading, this is appropriation, not appreciation. Okay, so if you had like questions about how to appreciate a culture versus appropriating, Valentino right now is appropriating. If an obi artisan were to see this, they'd keel over. Japanese people know how to treat an obi carefully, so the idea of sitting or trampling on it is inconceivable. It's like walking on a Valentino dress with shoes on. How would they feel about that? This is terrible. The obi is neither a runway yukata nor a tarpaulin. It's part of a kimono. The person in charge should come out and explain themselves. Adding insult to injury was the fact that the promotional video for the collection showed the model wearing shoes while inside what appears to be a Japanese home. For many of our followers, you'll know that that is a big cultural no-no. And another cultural taboo that viewers were quick to criticize. Following the negative reaction online, Valentino pulled the photos and video from their official website and social media accounts and issued an apology in both Japanese and English. The apology read, basically, it has recently been brought to our attention that they shot some ads in Japan with a Japanese model, include cuts that unintentionally feature a model sitting or stepping on a Japanese fabric, which recalls a traditional obi. It doesn't look just like fabric, Valentino, you know this. Sorry. The fabric unwittingly resembles a Japanese traditional obi, and Maison Valentino deeply apologizes. No. The apology seems to have missed the mark in Japan. However, with a lot of people taking the issue with the fact that the company appears to be trying to dodge criticism.
Whoops.
And claiming any similarity between obi and the cloth used in the image was unintentional. Netizens were quick to comment back. The problem isn't whether the fabric is an obi or not. It's the fact that someone is trampling on something that looks like an obi, like a foreign country trampling on Japanese culture. What kind of cloth is it if it isn't an obi? It's an obi. Their bad loser behavior makes me feel sick. This isn't an apology at all. It's like they're making us out to be fools. Do they really think it's okay to say it's not a kimono obi? This apology is just adding fuel to the fire, etc., etc. You'll see many of these comments in similar. If you think of kimono as a type of national costume, you can see why this is out of line. A Japanese clothing maker made a commercial showing someone trampling on national costumes from other countries. It'd be serious. The majority of Japanese comments online say the apology lacks sincerity. Basically, your apology sucks, Valentino, and you should feel bad. And the fact that it's only been an issue as an image on the brand's Japanese and English language Twitter accounts has left a bad taste in many people's mouths as well. Valentino is now involved in a second backlash from the campaign, and it's yet to be revealed whether the company will attempt to redeem themselves with a reworded apology. And considering that they want to be an international brand and they disrespect their international clientele, they need to pull back just a little.
Take a step back.
From a
This will get somebody fired at Versace.
Valentino, but you get it.
I said if Versace was doing this.
No, it's Valentino. They're the ones that make the bag. If you remember the vine of the girl telling her mom that she spilled the lipstick in her white Valentino purse, that's Valentino.
I was just saying that if it was a different fashion company, they would have been fired before the apology hit the internet.
Yeah, no, they probably got fired or let go before that stuff hit the internet and no longer have a job. But yeah, no, I can't believe he's done this. I can't believe the brand did this. Honestly, they've been an international brand for so many decades that I'm aghast.
This is a gigantic lapse in judgment.
It's a gigantic lapse in judgment, and it's not just like a situation where it's a piece of fabric that oh no, it looks like an obi. No, it legitimately looks like an obi, especially if this is if your customer base is from a country that might, mistake it for a part of national culture. I feel like you should have, I don't know, maybe a person who understands that culture that you might be selling to, but that's just me. There's your other hot take for the day. From one indie brand to another.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. Now, our second story is, yo, dog, I heard you like 7-Eleven, so we put a 7-Eleven in your 7-Eleven.
The Hot Pocket inside a Hot Pocket tastes just like a Hot Pocket?
Basically. But it doesn't. But it's not full of sadness.
This is the American equivalent of a Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks.
No. Well, yeah, and then you find out the other Starbucks is being walled over. this is just petty, but I get it. So what happened was 7-Eleven is building another 7-Eleven in the parking lot of another 7-Eleven. So it's 7-Elevenception. And I think we might have discussed this. I don't remember, but...
No. This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
Okay. So I know we talked about a 7-Eleven before. So...
I think we've spoken about the original 7-Eleven.
Okay.
And how much Japan loves them.
About this particular original 7-Eleven. I believe we actually spoke about it because we went into how basically he couldn't get any more product, so he was just staying open and selling whatever was left on the shelves.
It was a going out of business sale.
Sorta. So, basically what happened is, for almost all of 2019, one lone 7-Eleven franchisee and Higashioka City, Osaka, made national headlines after it challenged the corporate policy of staying open 24 hours a day. And the franchise owner says lack of staff, and he started closing his store overnight. Owner's name is Mitoshi Matsumoto. So what happened was on December 31st, the company ended their contract with Matsumoto, claiming that they had received complaints about the way he treated customers. Normally this would mean the shop would close, but Matsumoto surprised everyone by continuing to run the store for a few weeks after. Well now. So basically what the franchisee owner has said is that he would not accept termination of the contract until a court ruled on it. So he kept running the store with a skeleton crew without any 7-Eleven amenities like an official cash register, ATM, prepaid cards, until everything was empty, sold. So the store was vacant for most of 2020 with a sign in the window that said, closed due to legal battle and COVID-19. So, and 7-Eleven is like, you gotta close. You have to close. And they basically issued him an ultimatum saying that if Matsumoto did not surrender ownership of the store by March 29th, they would build another temporary shop in the parking lot of the existing one. Now,
but that would be corporate wasting their resources to get back at him.
Well, yeah, when you got money like that, it's okay to be, I guess, that kind of petty, I guess, you know. Now, the courts tried to intervene in fearing that the situation was going to go much more crazier, but Matsumoto said he would never give up because it would feel that if he did, 7-Eleven was in the right. So, on April 1st, construction began on a 7-Eleven in the parking lot of another 7-Eleven.
And yes, I double checked to make sure that this was a serious thing and not some April Fool's prank that they were pulling. If you actually go to the article and go, because this is actually on the NHK website, you actually get photos and the interview with the guy is on there. I don't understand Japanese, but it's on there.
You can probably tell what he's saying from the body language and his tone, right?
Basically. And probably, maybe if it's on YouTube, sometimes it might be subtitles, but I could be wrong.
Just don't set it to auto-translate because...
I've done that. I will never do that again. So, here is a picture. As you can see, on the right is the existing 7-Eleven. On the left is the wall where they're constructing the new 7-Eleven.
Okay. I have to say, I, for one, am getting a lot of repeat pictures from my last trip to Japan, which was in 2019. So I'm getting a lot of those images back because we were there March, April in 2019. Yeah. And I love Japanese 7-Eleven probably more than the next person. But a lot. Like versus American 7-Eleven. I'm sorry, y'all suck.
Look,
Oh
look,
yeah. Oh
no,
yeah.
no,
Japan
no. I totally get it. I
does-
prefer to go to Quick Check or Wawa than
Not
7-Eleven.
for nothing
But-
though. It's
yeah.
not just Japan. It's basically everybody but the United States have amazing 7-Elevens.
I don't know
We have
why.
amazing Wawa, so it makes up
But
for it.
being able to walk into a 7-Eleven on like a cold, rainy day and just get you some boozes, some hot little buns with pork barbecue inside, some lovely fried chicken that is not crappy fried chicken, like I like it. But you know, I don't know about the 7-Eleven-ception, honestly.
Section 11.
Section 11.
Oh,
yeah.
thank heaven.
No, this
Someone
is one
better
of those,
start
and then
spinning a die.
this is one of those, and then God had died.
So they're constructing this 7-Eleven. And it's a huge parking lot, so it's probably going to be about the same, almost the same size as the original.
You know, my hometown, we would say, like, if we say we're going to the Wawa, we have to be like, which one? Because there's like 3.
Oh,
And my
I
hometown
totally
has
get
like
that.
less than 10,000 people in it.
This is like the antithesis to Spirit Halloween. They spot a parking lot and they jump on this.
You know, in our
Chat,
area,
tell me if
if
I'm
this
wrong.
happened here, and we saw someone building a smaller Wawa inside of a Wawa parking lot, the locals would be like, "Oh, sweet, 2 Wawas are this close to each other."
Right?
Honestly, I would too. I friggin' love me some Wawa. We got a new Wawa right next to our Walmart. So it's Wawa Walmart.
Okay, just so you know, Ichigo, you suck. All right? Because, like I said, they closed our 7-Eleven. It's just an empty building. It's been empty for like the
Oh my
last
gosh.
4 months. Okay? And then,
Okay, well,
and
Spirit
then,
Halloween.
there's more.
Listen, like
Now,
Baba Beans and a nice Chianti on that building right now. Okay, I'm telling
Look.
you.
look, across the street used to be a supermarket. It's now been turned into an office, like 2 offices, you know, because 3 on the other 2-3 blocks the other direction is another supermarket. So I guess, well, there's one right down there. We don't need this one down here. So I'm just like, I just want a 7-Eleven so I can get a goddamn hot dog, you know?
Honestly, these 2 Wawas close. Wawas, I'm still on it. These 2 7-Elevens being this close together, it's like they're like Denny's, where like you have 2 in the area, but you're like, now let's not go to this one. Let's go to the good one.
But also, I mean, in the article,
Where
he's
you don't go to it, you wind up at it.
See, no, I see what you're saying, because like there's this one place I used to go to on Saturday nights, and when I would leave this club, there was like 3 7-Elevens. It's like, let me go to this one. At least the food here is good, whereas the one in the other direction is half-assed. But if I don't go to the one that's good, and I go to the one that's around the corner towards the train, it's mediocre at best, you know? Anyway, let me try to finish it up. So, the parking lot is owned by a third party, so, you know, there's beef between that back and forth, you know? But given how this has been going down and how outspoken Matsumoto has been, the Japanese media hasn't really painted him in a good light. But given what's going on here, and on top of what Mako-chan said when she looked up the start of NHK, people are starting to kind of favor him. Like they're saying, I still think this is the owner's fault, but 7-Eleven is really making themselves look bad here. The company is paying for the land, so they should be able to use it. I stopped trusting 7-Eleven after they constantly lied about their packaging. 7-Eleven collects the highest royalty from franchise holders out of any convenience store chain. They make it hard for them to operate. And Matsumoto was interviewed by the NHK when the construction began, and he strongly told them that he disapproved of everything, but he had to focus on his ongoing legal battle, and there was nothing he could do about it. And now I'm going to share with y'all another picture. with a sign on it. A paper sign there. My apologies if you can't see it that well, because I don't know what the proper resolution is and all of that craziness. But that paper sign there says, 7 headquarters, please stop the improper use of force. Yeah. Even local residents are kind of mixed on the whole thing. It's just... It's like David versus Goliath in a way. So, but...
Well, yeah. In a lot of those kind of situations, especially Japanese franchises, like following to the letter. I mean, anybody going against the grain, obviously, in Japanese culture is like, oh, you're an anomaly. Like it's against the culture. And the fact that like
unclean.
yeah, shun the non-believer, shun. So it's just, unfortunately, it's a cultural clash as well as a financial one.
Right. So the new settlers should be ready to be open by the end of April. So if there's a follow-up to this story, we'll bring it to you. All right. Moving along. God.
Oh, that's me.
Yes, it is you.
At approximately 2:30 a.m. on the 26th of March in Nakama City, a man smashed through the fence of a yet-to-be-open shop and, armed with 2 lights and a nylon net, robbed the establishment of roughly 1.1 million yen of merchandise. That's about $9,000.
Damn.
Merchandise in question? Fish.
Wait. So it's not 8 Vagoda?
No. So it's not even like fish you eat. It's little teeny tiny rice fish, also known as madaka. And when I say tiny, if you have ever gone into a pet store or hell, gone into a Walmart and seen the fish that they call neons and how teeny tiny those fish are, that's what we're talking about the size of. So basically, they're similar in appearance to guppies, which again, neons are in the guppy family. They are basically, some of these breeded fish can get quite a bit of money. So this particular shop, the man had been breeding these fish for quite a while and was set to open up the store, which was only going to sell these fish on the 31st of March. So basically, a security camera caught the bandit in action as he impressively scooped up 300 fish in about 5 minutes.
Damn!
The owner of the store basically said, I think of it more as a kidnapping than a theft. I'm more sad than angry because they were stolen in the middle of the night. I can't sleep at night anymore. These particular Japanese rice fish would have sold for about 1,500 to 5,000 yen, so $13 to $45 each.
How much?
So you're $13 to $45 each.
Good Lord.
For a fish smaller than your pinky.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So some of the people on the internet basically said if they're trying to catch him, why did they cover his face? Showing it would not only help catch him, but maybe help prevent future thefts. Because the video, the police did block out the person's face. Is the guy a minor or something? Did he rob the place with a blue dot on his face? What's with the choice of background music? Do you think he's planning on eating them? And so on and so forth. But basically, police are currently using the camera footage to try and retrace the suspect's steps. But yeah, it's 300 teeny tiny little fish, smaller than the size of your pinky, running, depending on the sex, because that usually determines the price of a fish. At least I know it does in beta. $13 to $45 each.
Wow. What makes
And again, these are not eating fish. These are fish that normally are put into rice paddies because they are very hardy fish. They're very hard to kill. but they do eat the plankton and bacteria in the rice fields in order to allow for proper growth while they're in there. So yeah, fish.
Not the
A
band.
45 freaking dollar fish at that. They're not colorful. They're not exciting. I might spend $45 on, a pretty tropical fish, and some of those fish can get really, really expensive depending on what it is. But I'm not spending $45 on basically a silver guppy. Not happening.
We also have to compare this to the Japanese market, though, Mako. As you know, with fruit and other items like that, especially because of the way that the land is, they don't have as much square space for this, basically. So comparing like the Japanese archipelago to the United States and raising and farming fish here for that purpose versus raising and farming fish in Japan for that purpose, it's going to cost more per square kilometer or square footage or whatever. So when it comes to the quality of the fish also, they are probably heavily, maybe not like genetically modified, but like human engagement with the fish. Is that, what is it called? When like humanity evolution, based evolution, where like we chose the better qualities. So this
Selective
fish,
breeding.
yeah, selective breeding. That was the phrase I was looking for. Thank you, Ari. But yeah, these fish have probably been so selectively bred for so many years, especially if they are worth that much, as $9,000 for 300 fish. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And considering like with the watermelons and the strawberries and stuff like that over there being a basically like a huge amount versus the stuff we can get over here, the quality, like you have to kind of balance that too.
Yeah, but I think they're a little crazy for having $500 watermelon too. But I know like fruit just in general is very difficult to grow in Japan. But I guess it's me. I mean, I understand the culture is very much about, giving elaborate gifts to people that you're going to their homes, things like that. But I cannot wrap my head around wanting or needing a $45 fish the size of my pinky.
Yeah, it does seem really weird.
And
Well,
here's
also-
a picture of those fish.
I was gonna say also considering that rice is gohan is like synonymous with life in Japan.
But these aren't bred for the rice
Food.
fields. These are bred for somebody to have as a pet.
Oh, because they look like rice. Oh, I thought it was
No.
'cause they
These are the rice fish,
Oh.
but they
As
are
in, they're the size of a grain of rice.
no. Well, these are the fish that they put into the rice patties.
Yeah.
But this guy isn't breeding them for that. This guy is breeding them for people to take home because they're
So
hardy
okay,
pets.
so they're basically based on the fish that are from the rice patties, but they are pets.
Yes.
They're like house cows in our chat here in
Moo.
Anime Gym session. And Ranma's imitating a house cow. Very nice, Ranma. Very nice. We give him a round of applause.
Oh boy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna do this and just go boo.
Nobody
Speaking
asked
of-
you.
I was gonna say, speaking of booze, let's move on to Japanese politics. Ari, take it away.
Wait.
Japanese
Hold on. You said Japanese politics?
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I have the perfect sound effect for that.
God. Why does it have to be Japanese politics to get that?
Yeah,
just
that's
saying
just
politics.
any
to get
politics.
that.
The thing is, I totally forgot I had that sound effect, so you know.
I
So-
like Potbelly Pig Sociatiberi.
A Japanese city manager gives a speech telling new employees to, quote unquote, play around to fix the birth rate issue. Japanese upper management has been on a hot streak recently of saying embarrassingly ignorant things, especially concerning the Olympics and celebrities participating in the festivities. So it doesn't come as too much of a surprise when we get another one, this time concerning Japan's declining birth rate. The government has been attempting to alleviate that issue for years now, trying everything from not enough to potentially too much. And oh boy, I don't want to look at those links because oh boy. However, Kazuhiko Shimura, the manager of Kofu City's Industries Department in Yamanashi Prefecture, recently gave a speech about a different strategy. Just have men and women play around more. It was given during a welcome ceremony to his new hires where he said, I'd like you to play around as much as you can. Not play around in groups of men or groups of women. That's easy. I want you to play around with the opposite sex. If you do that, I think maybe the birth rate problem will go away a little bit. And I have a special request for the men. I know we're all told about gender equality and equal gender participation, but when it comes to playing around, I'd like if the men made the effort to ask out the women. And the one dude's like, hey, so my boss said I have to ask you out, I think. Not really sure what he was saying, actually.
And here's a picture from the article. Just make babies, lol.
And he said that his intention was to bring up the awareness of marriage, but it was inappropriate. Well, you don't fucking say. Now we had a internet remarks like, not only is it gross, but it's clear he doesn't understand the birth rate problem at all. Before any of that, give people shorter work hours or easier daycare. Who's going to care for these kids when we get from playing around? People say this only care about the births. After that, they don't care. Mood. If we want more kids and raise our wages, increase societal welfare, and then leave us alone. Now, here's something I come to understand. It's that when you're like for computer programmers or anyone working in IT, you can there's a phrase, my code is compiling, that you can use to get away with doing anything that isn't your job specifically when you're working. Is there going to be an equivalent to that here? Or like Johnson, why aren't you at your desk? A minute, can't right now. I'm fucking. Okay, carry on. Like these reports are fucking. Okay, we'll talk about it later.
How this is not office place harassment? I just
obviously it is.
no,
But-
I know, it's funny, Ari. I think your jokes and stuff is hilarious, but
I'm just doing it to take the edge off because I'm like,
no,
"Ugh."
it is
No,
super uncomfy.
Ari, you
Super
good.
uncomfy.
You good. Trust me, you good.
Yeah, you're fine. It is just very uncomfortable because it's a situation now where their population is aging faster than they are
Waste.
having babies, and that is fine. Just because you have young people, they're not there to take care of you. I'm sorry, old people. I know that some of you are very sweet little old people, and some of you are biddies as hell. Okay, we are not here to take care of you, and that's just how it is. OBS does not like your browser source.
Yes, I know. I was testing something real quick, so. But it's gone now. It's, well, you know.
I have to say, if you can say, you know what, go and play as much as you want, but until Japan as a society goes, okay, you go and play and we'll actually allow you to have the time off to take care of whatever results from all of that play, because they don't.
We'll also maybe look at reducing the stress rates in high school so that the kids don't feel like they have to resort to severe behaviors and or hurt themselves because society hates them.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe work on your LGBTQIA communities and maybe supporting that a little bit more. And maybe, actually supporting people who report sexual harassment instead of putting them down and making them feel like shit. Maybe get on that, Japan, before you go around trying to tell people to have babies.
And that was a hot
My
take.
2 cents.
And that was a hot take from Ichigo Gami. I had to play the hot take music for you.
All this guy was missing was to literally tell the women to go back in the kitchen and leave your job.
But you can't
It's
do that.
2021.
You
Why are you
can't
still trying
do
to make that
that.
argument?
They don't allow the women to do that, because as soon as they go home to start taking care of the kids, they get calls. Where the hell are you? Why aren't you back at work? What do you need to be there taking care of the kids for? Come back into work. You're not doing things right. You have to
Again,
be here. We're more
dude.
important. Screw your family, but
Okay,
thank you for having a
I'll
child.
I'll say this much. I understand what the guy was trying to say, but it was just poorly implemented. There was no tact in what he said.
Like that Valentino apology?
Oh! Ichigo's on fire tonight. Oh, damn. I felt that. Damn.
Salud.
Banned
That
from
was for you.
every official large fashion event in the future of my life.
The funny thing is, I can see Ichigo walking up, and they're like, she's on the banned list, but as Ichigo gets closer, you realize she's not alone. Her strawberry paper doll army of Lolitas and their best dressed just casually walking behind her, and they're like, I don't get paid enough for this, and security just and I can just see someone just opening the door for her, and she just goes, why, thank you. And her elite army just walk right in and just grab seats in the front and like, make me laugh. I can just see with the Gendo pose, like, impress me. As Bonzo06 says, the Goth Loli will be the shock troopers. Yeah.
Also, this guy would try to, giving out bonuses to guys who get women pregnant. Oh, what? You mean if they don't get someone pregnant, they're gonna get demoted or fired? Well, shit, ugly fucks like me are dead in the water, aren't I?
Well, anywho, we have gone way past our bedtimes. I think it's time for us to transform and just roll out. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. We really got into it.
Well, no. It's Ichigo. She's just telling it like it is, and
I took the week off. I gave you guys a break. You should have been warned. You were warned.
Well, here's the thing. We don't care about that because, like I said, no matter what you say, Ichigo, you're always bringing something relevant to the table, so it's all good in the hood. Always. And this is one of the reasons why we love you. Aww. Anywho, if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And don't forget to check out our official website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcast, anime reviews, convention reviews, cosplayer tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, editorials, links to our YouTube videos of convention coverage, and links to our Facebook page of cosplay coverage as well. And that's all at animejamsession.com. Did I say .com?
Yep.
Damn it, I meant .com. Whatever.
It almost sounded like that time.
Yeah. And if you like the show, whatever you use for listening to podcasts, look us up. There's over 490 episodes out there. You can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, anything you use for grabbing podcasts. And if you like, leave a little review. We'd appreciate that too. And don't forget, down below is our tip jars where you can just throw money at us, and any money that you donate goes directly into keeping the show going. You don't have to, but we really appreciate it nonetheless. And shout outs to everybody who do. Y'all are the real troopers, and we really appreciate that. And don't forget to follow us on social media, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. That way you're in the know when we're going live. You can see our convention coverage, cosplay photos, and so much more. So we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
Well, I have a lot more free time on my hands. I'm hopefully going to try and rest up and get better.
Good, good. Last words, Mako-chan.
I have Damien.
Last words, Ichigo.
Well, I'm gonna go get lost in the rabbit hole of Stardew Valley and maybe catch some Z's. See you later.
Ice cream and Outriders and Linus Tech Tips. That's it. Well, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. More chaos and more camaraderie, because that's how we roll around here. So, anywho, I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm Ichigo Gami.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Sleep tight. Don't let the demons bite.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Say goodnight, Ichigo.
Good night, Ichigo.
Perfect. Awesome. We're going to get out of here. We got another 40 seconds of music, so that's it. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on the show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it! For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!